Okay, so to reflect on the year of crafts experience, it basically hasn't been going as well as I planned, and I guess retrospectively I was really ambitious with what I wanted to do, which was to designate quite a fair bit of time to basically learning a new craft or exploring a new type of artistic skill. And I don't think I anticipated the amount or the lack of time I would have, and also that even if I did have time, I would prioritize other things. And I mean, I guess the whole point was that I would be able to dedicate and designate time for me to have fun and not worry about other things and, do art. But realistically, that's just not how it works. But luckily, I've been able to get back to it this month, I guess, and something I've noticed is that rather than being very deliberate about assigning a specific craft for a month and then making sure I dive into it and learn all about it and make something out of it, rather than doing that, by letting myself just naturally do something that's art related, which I will do anyway because that's a very natural instinct to me, by letting myself do that and do something creative, I can just count that as part of the experience rather than making it forceful. And I think that that's a much better way to handle this, and that's exactly how I went about my most recent craft, which, even though it seems a bit silly, I think it still achieves the point of it, which is to relax and do something new that's creative, that I usually wouldn't do, I guess, in my daily time, but that I have been able to complete. So what I made was a little booklet that has a sample of all the different washi tapes I have, and washi tape is basically a type of Japanese tape made from rice paper, and it's mostly for decorative purposes, but it's really great because it has a low tack adhesive, which means that it's repositionable, and it's just a really cool type of tape. And I do have a little bit of a collection, and the main reason why I actually wanted to make a collection book, other than making it because it's cool, is because I want to start getting rid of some for I guess my shift towards leading a simpler and more minimal lifestyle, but I'll talk about that in a later video. But yeah, I wanted to make that so that I can keep a record of the ones that I do have, so that I wouldn't feel bad about finally letting them go, because the main part of, at least I think the main part of me being reluctant to let ones go is because I wouldn't be able to ever know that I ever had it, because I'll forget it in the loss of time. But yeah, basically I just spent a good 4 hours doing that, because I was also calling with a friend, and that was a time where all I did was just focus on that craft. And I think that that's what this whole project is about. It's just channeling all my energy into one thing that's responsibility free and that will let me be creative and be happy, and if my original intentions are stopping me from doing that, then I'm willing to kind of shift things around a bit and work on something different. So yeah, that's how it's been. So to summarize that in the context of my learning outcomes, I haven't necessarily achieved the one where I'm learning a new skill, but just kidding, that's not my outcome. One of my outcomes is to, hold on, yes, so challenges haven't even undertaken, in the sense that I have struggled with time, and I guess I have this reinvented method to deal with that, and perhaps that's a considerable new skill. But this specific craft didn't really require any new skills or challenges in the artistic context, so I can't talk too much about that. But I guess for demonstrate commitment and perseverance, I don't think I've demonstrated great commitment and perseverance, but I think it's something. And I mean, in February, I also worked on another project, which I didn't to properly record, but I think I do have some good evidence of that. But that's when I just spent, again, I think it was one night or a couple of nights where I just sat there and really had this urge to start journaling and scrapbooking and recollecting all of these memories from my travels, because I also collect a lot of paper and physical items from whenever I go places and also across the years. And I had a box of stuff from year 11, like just papers, tickets, flyers from things I went to, and photos that I just wanted to put together into this little scrapbook that not scrapbook, but this photo book, I guess, that I have of paper memories. So that's what I did for quite a few hours too, so that's another project. And yeah, other than that, I guess to catch up from my most recent reflection, which was in December, I did continue working on my needle felting Santa, but only a tiny bit, and I kind of gave up on it because it was more difficult than I thought. But I do hope to return to it someday, and that I'll actually finish it. But yeah, so that's my update. I really do enjoy making these crafts though, and again, when they're more spontaneous and genuine, as they have been for the two recent ones, which is the washi tape booklet and the little memory book. I think that means a lot more, and that very well achieves the actual intentions of this CAS experience, rather than being something forced and something that's gonna take a toll rather than make myself feel better. Yeah, I think that it's a much better approach. So yeah, I do hope to be a bit more consistent and to push myself a bit more and, you know, make more things, but it honestly is difficult with balancing IB and life, and also because I do art, so I think a lot of my creative juices are kind of sapped from that anyway. So yeah, I just have to find the balance and find a way to be creative and designate a good amount of hours for that, and just be better about it, I guess. But yeah, I'm happy with how things are going, I guess, and hopefully things start looking up from now.